Was just thinking of something. Anytime anybody has ever purposely ignored the truth, right? When they finally do learn the truth, it's usually not a pretty way. When they finally do see the truth, it's usually a rude awakening, and it's very rough. So for the sake of your sanity and yourself, and avoiding having to go through horrible things, do not ignore the truth. Because Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. And no one gets to the Father except through Him. So when you ignore the truth, you're ignoring Christ. Now, those ugly truths, they're often ugly because some individual with their free will doing evil made that truth ugly. As per their actions, however evil they chose to be. But every truth is the truth, okay? Truth isn't always pretty. Sometimes it's scary. But those who fear the Lord are blessed. Okay? Because God in His glory is very terrifying because it is a holy power. It is a holy fear. That'll trump any fear of anything demonic you've ever felt. I'm glad I got to feel it. Being in His presence was the most powerful thing I've ever experienced. But do not ignore the truth, because when you ignore the truth, when it finally pushes its way through all the boundaries that are placed by you or other things that made you ignore the truth, when you finally do see the truth. Sorry, there's something nasty. Look, I'm a mom. Sometimes you have stuff on your clothes, you don't even know where it came from. But do not ignore the truth for the sake of you. Do not ignore the truth. Because when you ignore the truth, 10 times out of 10, when you finally see the truth that you were ignoring, it's usually not pretty and it doesn't feel good. So don't ignore the truth. For all those people who are ignoring that we're in the end times, when they finally see it, if it's too late, I'm sorry, but those probably will be the people who are left behind. Okay? I'm open. Okay, the whole thing with the rapture, it's very lightly stepped around in the Bible. We will all be changed in the twinkling of an eye. But the one thing that reinstates my full belief in the rapture is how we all appear in heaven in white robes. That seems like a rapture, if anything else, to me. Why and how else would we all appear in heaven in a giant multitude of no number, other than being snatched up to heaven? Okay? But don't ignore the truth. Because when you ignore the truth, when it finally comes out, it's going to smack you like a ton of bricks. It'll smack you like a bus. As a matter of fact, it'll smack you like a bus full of bricks. Let's just put it that way. A ton of bricks inside of a bus smacking into you. Do not ignore the truth. It's the most idiotic, ignorant, stupid thing you could possibly do. Do not ignore the truth. Accept the truth as it is. And I'm not saying be negative about everything. No, us living in the end times, that's not a negative thing for followers of Christ. That's a homecoming. That is a homecoming. I don't celebrate people dying and all of the horrendous things happening on this earth. I mean, that is a parallel to the Great Tribulation. That is a literal picture of what is going to spiritually be manifest and happening on this earth. And quite frankly, that seems terrifying. All of these storms and floods and tsunamis and, all of these earthquakes. I have this app on my phone that keeps up with the earthquakes, and it literally it goes off every hour. There's followers of God who will literally ignore we are in the last days because it scares them. It's not a scary thing. And if you're going to let it be a scary thing in your mind, you're letting it give life to an image of God that's very ugly. Don't do that. Don't ignore the truth, because when it finally comes out, it's going to be very ugly. Because you made it ugly by ignoring it. Let the truth remain in the beauty that it is, because the truth is, quite frankly, in its righteousness, it's not ugly. The truth is going to set you free. Lies keep you bound. The truth sets you free. Accept the truth. Do not ignore it at any time. God bless you, and Maranatha.